It's Portland Bulldogs boys basketball on WPPS TV3. Brought to you by the Portland Public Schools. Promise, prepared, and empowered. Now we send you to the broadcast booth with Steve Schwartz and Frank Myatt. Good evening. It's January 20th, 2018, and we're here at the home of the Scarborough Red Storm for tonight's exciting boys basketball action between the Storm and your Portland Bulldogs. This is Steve Schwartz along with Frank Healy on camera for WPPS TV3 Sports. Today we're joined by Neil Pratt, and pleased to have you here, Neil. Neil, the Scarborough Red Storm has been a tale of two teams. They're 9-3. They're ranked second in Class AA South. They've had a resounding victory against Edward Little, 2 overtime wins, including one against Gorham, but then we're beaten handily by Bedford. Tell us a little bit about the Scarborough team.
Well, it's been an interesting stretch for the Scarborough team. Coach Phil Connolly's in his second year with this team and has done a terrific job turning around a program that was somewhere in the middle of the pack over the last several years. At the beginning of last year, they went 0-10, as you know, to start with, and then from that point forward, it looks like somebody clicked a switch because Scarborough won 8 out of the next 9 games before losing in the conference semifinal to South Portland at the Cross Insurance Arena. This year, their overall record is 9-3. Yesterday, they were in first place, and even though they beat Massabesic last night because of the heel points, they're in second place in the Southern Division right now. So, as you pointed out, even though they have a very strong record, they have struggled a little bit at times in a couple of different games, mostly with some looking to improve on turnovers, a little bit of improvement on rebounds, and sometimes those kinds of negative swings can affect the game's momentum, and that's what happened at Bedford. But they've won 6 out of their last 7 games, and we're looking hopefully for a good performance tonight against Portland.
Well, Scarborough is led by Nicholas Fiorello, a junior, with 19 points a game, and second on the team is somebody that you may know pretty well, Captain Morgan Pratt, with about 9 points a game.
Yeah, Nick Fiorello has been terrific this year. He's only a junior, so he still has upside. He's a 6'7", and I think 2 or 3 inches of that have come just over the last year. So he's still working into his body, and he has, as I said, tremendous upside. Scarborough overall, Morgan Pratt has been the point guard. He's worked more to essentially help the team with assists than scoring, and that's been, I think, very helpful to the team because they actually have suffered from the absence of one of their 2-year starters. Jaquan Semi, at the very end of the football season, beginning of the basketball season, suffered a knee injury, and it's only in the last game or 2 that he's only been able to get back on the court for some limited time. So once Jaquan Semi gets back as the 2 guard, I think that will help Scarborough open up the floor a little bit and create some more offensive options, as well as being a terrific defender. So hopefully good things to come.
Well, folks, the Dogs came off of a resounding victory against Chevrolet last night by about 22 points. We'll see if they can keep it going today. Should be a very exciting matchup whenever we come into Scarborough because there is a winning tradition here in Scarborough. We'll bring you all of the action in a moment.
Teams on the court next to us and be good sportsmanship and ask you to treat everyone with courtesy, cheer for your team and not against the other team. Treat officials with respect and use appropriate language and behavior. Please help keep our facility clean by following all facility rules, and please dispose of the trash properly. Remember, only game personnel are allowed in the playing area, and the use of tobacco products is strictly prohibited at all Scarborough school facilities. And now let's meet the stars for today's game. First, for the visiting Bulldogs of Portland High School. Number 4, senior captain, Terry Moss. Number 5, junior, Pedro Fonseca. Number 12, senior captain, Emmanuel Udu. Number 20, senior captain, Griffin Foley. And number 23, junior, Trey Ballou. The Bulldogs are coached by Mr. Joe Russo.
That's a good starting lineup.
Joe Giordano, Carmine Bruno, and Dylan Goodman. And now the start. It is indeed, Neil. Red Storm.
That's ominous music.
Number 1, junior Tyler Gobiel. Number 3, senior captain Morgan Pratt. Number 5, junior Paul Kirk. Number 21, senior Reese Larderquist. And number 35, junior captain Nick Fiorillo. Red Storm is coached by Mr. Phil Conley, and he's assisted by Craig Roberts, James Philbrook, Kevin Epler, and Steve Hanlon. As the national anthem was played prior to today's girls' game, the anthem will not be played at this time. Today's officials are Bob King and Marty McTevier. And Scarborough's athletic training staff caring for the athletes today is Mr. Tom Spencer and our head athletic trainer, Mr. Joe Davis.
So here we are, Neil, as Fiorillo will be at center court. And he'll be jumping against Trey Ballou. Trey Ballou had a monster evening last night against Chevrolet as Scarborough controls Gobiel. With Manny on him, Dogs will start out in a man. Around the horn here, the Scarborough moving well. The cutter comes in, high off the glass.
That was a nice take. Tyler Gobiel. He's a little bit height challenged, but boy, he gets under that basket and it's very aggressive when he does it.
So here's Portland for their first set. Manny for 3. Banks at home. 3-2 Dogs just into the first minute here. One of the things we've talked about all year, Neil, is that one or the other of the Dogs can beat you with that 3. It's not just Simon Chadbourne, but there's a nice outside shot by Fiorillo showing that he can do it inside and outside.
Well, one of the challenges with Portland is they have so much depth, and you know they've got outside shooters, they've got inside scorers, post players, so they can spread the floor as Paul Kirk pulls down a nice rebound.
Here's Morgan Pratt, field general, around his back. He's got Manny on him. There's a little bit of an injury on his forehead.
That was a result last night of a collision. He took the ball to the basket in a game against Massabesic, and there was a collision, and he ended up with a dozen stitches at the emergency room last night until about 2 a.m.
Tough young man.
He's back. He wasn't about to miss any time if he could avoid it.
So that was a nice move by Manny. It doesn't fall. The rebound comes to Pratt, covered by Fonseca. 3-2 is the score. Dogs in front from the corner, Fiorillo. Griffin Foley, who had a monster night on the boards last night, had about 7 rebounds. And that's going to be a miscue. Uncharacteristic, but the first turnover of the game is going to be Portland's.
Both teams seem at this point as though they're still trying to get the feel for the other. Get into their rhythm.
Full court press here. Quickly brought over to half court, and we have a backcourt violation. And, you know, did not see that from up here, but the referee King did.
Yeah, I'm not sure I saw it either, and I'm looking at Coach Connolly's reaction. I'm not sure he saw it, but the ref did, and that's, as we know, that's the one that counts. Scarborough in its typical man defense.
Manny will bring it in to the foul line. Doesn't fall, but Ballou with the putback for 2.
And that was a good job by Ballou using his body, and I think it exposed a little bit one of the things that Scarborough's been working hard to try to improve, and that's the rebounding.
Yeah, there's a block by Ballou, kind of a monster block there. He had about 4 last night. But Morgan Pratt hits the 3, puts the Storm in front, 7-5. You look down for a second and you miss too much.
That shows a good pace of the game.
Yeah, Lagertwist with the rebound. Morgan Pratt.
One of Scarborough's strengths is how well they do move the ball. They're trying to improve on their turnovers, but their ball movement has been really strong this year.
So on the break now is Foley into Moss for 2. Tied up 7-7. 7 up here with 4:30 left in the first quarter.
Scarborough running a motion offense here, trying to find some opportunity here to move the ball around. They're a little slow to move without the ball right now. That's good defense by Trey Ballou.
He did partial block there, I think.
He didn't overreach. He went straight up.
Turan for 3, and this time he hits it. Folks, Turan Moss needs 3 more points to reach 1,000. In his career, only the 3rd Portland Bulldog to do it. Portland High School, the 2nd oldest continuously open public high school in the country. Robert Pillsbury with 1,229 points. And Rocco Toppi with 1,006 are the only other 2 to do it.
A special player and a special achievement.
Turnover there, and Fiorillo from way downtown. Rebound will come to Pedro.
Little impatient there. Get the ball down 3 feet beyond the arc. Scarborough's game is to move the ball, I think, and try to look for the best option. Nick's he's got a good outside shot though, so that's that's one that's paid off at times.
So Ben Fisher, number 14, will check in for Portland, as will number 30, Simon Chadbourne. Scarborough remains with its starting 5 here for the moment.
Scarborough typically is rotated between 8 and 9 through the course of the game, so they have a fair bit of bench depth, and they haven't been afraid to use it even in close games, which bodes well for next year since a good number of them are underclassmen.
Chadbourne for 3 from the corner, and that is money, and it's been money all year. Had 3 last night, 11 points in the game. And that will be something for Scarborough to keep an eye on. There's a
nice turnover. Pass by Turan.
And showing that he can do it on the inside as well, as Chadbourne goes up for 2. It's 15-7 with 2:37 left in the first quarter. So Morgan Pratt now to take the ball in after that timeout, as Coach Conley wanted to talk with his team.
The press break has been another example where Scarborough has excelled this year. They really have improved in years past in that part of the game.
Yeah. And Pedro again with a nice rebound to the right side to Ben Fisher, who's fouled.
Redstone foul number 1, Tyler Goldfield.
Goldfield, it'll be his first foul, number 25. Brian Austin will check in for Scarborough. Austin averaging almost 8 points a game. Turan for 2.
That's a terrific play. There aren't many kids in Maine who can make that shot.
1 more point for Turan to hit 1,000. Goldfield fouled by Fisher. He'll be shooting 2 from the charity stripe.
That was a nice take to the basket by Tyler Gobiel. He used his body well. He's, he gets under the basket with the trees, and it's difficult sometimes to get that shot off. But that time he used his body really well to protect himself and was able to draw the body foul.
His big game was 11 points against Deering with 7 foul shots that he sunk.
He played very, very well and made a very, very significant difference in that game. Defensively, offensively, in a lot of ways that don't show up in the stat sheet.
Fonseca with the rebound. Moss controlling now. Stepping out and covered by Pratt is Chadbourne. Foley.
Good help defense that time by Scarborough.
Yeah.
Forcing the turnover.
Yep, absolutely. By my count, Portland has 3 turnovers to Scarborough's 2. Trey Ballou is back in the game now for Ben Fisher.
And Reese Lagerquist back in for Scarborough, replacing Zoltan Panier.
Panier has had 4 games or 3 games in which he's scored 8 points apiece.
He's been a tremendous addition. It's his first year on the varsity team, even though he's a senior.
Morgan Pratt skies for that one. Avoids a turnover. 3 points for Fiorillo. His 5th point of the game. 17-11 is the score. Dogs in front by 6. 1:13 left in the first quarter. Ballou inside.
That's a great pass again by Teron Moss. Always, his court awareness is just tremendous.
Fiorillo gets his own, he follows his own. It's going to be jump ball. Possession arrow goes to Portland. Just under a minute here in the first quarter. A nice crowd here in Scarborough today. They have 2 gyms, folks. 2 gyms were going earlier as the Scarborough girls beat the Wyndham girls varsity, and there was also a JV game going on in the next gym. A wonderful facility and complex here in Scarborough.
Very fortunate to have these facilities here in Scarborough.
Pedro, offensive rebound.
That again is an area where Scarborough is looking to improve both ends of the court on the rebounds, but looking to do a better job boxing out and using their bodies to try to create positions so they can get a better rebound percentage.
The only thing we would wish for in Scarborough with its wonderful facilities is a bigger press box. That said, we usually get some great accommodations on the roof, as AD Mike LeGage will always accommodate Channel 3. They have a live feed for most of their games, too, from outside. That hits the rafters. So it's 17-11 after the first quarter. So, folks, you can see the storied tradition of Scarborough High School. So many championships. I can remember coming out here and just helping to film a soccer playoff game, and we had to stop and show the fire trucks and the buses come by and the sirens. As first there was a cross-country state championship, then there was a field hockey state championship, and the hits keep coming for Scarborough.
Brian Austin, he's a sophomore, and he has given this team a significant lift a number of times this season with his spot-up 3-point shots, and he makes some tough shots at some important times, and that was another one. And
something that Coach Russo did not like seeing, so he's going to call a timeout here just into the second quarter. 17-14, Dogs in front. Pedro Fonseca checks back into the game for Simon Chadbourne.
Scarborough stays in its man defense.
Hugo outside, covered by Morgan Pratt. Inside to Ballou. Goes in hard. Doesn't fall. Rebound to Brian Austin.
Good help defense again, that time by Scarborough.
Yeah, we're going to have a reach in by Manny Hugo. Last night's game against Cheverus had 3 referees. Barry Fuller was 1, and a very, very tightly called game. This game a little different.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of different refs get different levels of. That's a nice pass inside to Fiorillo.
Yeah. He's a player to be careful of as the Storm come to within 1 right now. 17-16 is the score.
There's no doubt Coach Connolly had them ready to play, knowing Portland was coming to town.
And he's known them well because he coached South Portland prior to many, many games against Joe Russo. Way on the other side to Manny. Doesn't fall. Fiorillo with the rebound. Gets it over to Morgan Pratt. Will bring it over to center court.
Scarborough more of a half-court set offense as opposed to a transition offense.
Morgan Pratt for 3. His 6th point of the game on 2 threes. And Scarborough takes the lead by 2, 19-17. Teron in for 2.
That was a well-defended play by Scarborough, and it just goes to show you what a strong player Teron Moss is, to be able to stop in the paint and pull up and make that shot over 3 defenders.
Folks, Teron Moss now has 1,001 points for his career.
Oh. Quick fire that time.
That last basket, Teron Moss has reached 1,000 career points.
That's special. That's special.
And the third Bulldog to do so.
Nice hand for Teron Moss by the Scarborough faithful.
Yeah, and a very classy move by the Scarborough announcer as well. And I dare say we've had the opportunity to see just about every one of those points here on WPPS.
Good help defense again on the weak side from Scarborough, playing aggressively, trying to make it difficult for Portland to get the shot off, but Portland showing patience on offense.
Yeah, but what's very impressive also is Morgan Pratt not allowing Simon Chadbourne to get set for that three. He knows it's going to happen, and he's getting in his face quickly. And, Simon does need just that split second to get that shot off.
And back to Phil Connolly, one of the things that Scarborough has done really well consistently this season is play defense, and credit to Phil, and that's one of the reasons why his knowledge of the league and the players, he can game plan for that kind of thing. As Fiorillo makes a nice take to the basket.
Very, very tough to defend Nick Fiorillo. We'll see what we have here. Oh, there's a whistle. So there's going to be a substitution. Trey Ballou's going to come back in. I'm not really sure what the problem was because everything seems to be copacetic with the scoreboard. 4:52 left here in the first half. 21-19 is the score. It's a 2-point Red Storm lead.
Portland running the curl on the corner. What a beautiful pass by Griffin Foley into Trey Ballou.
And Trey Ballou, with every move that he makes, shows more poise, and it was a nifty fake there.
Nice runner by Brian Austin. Very, very tough play, tough shot to make, but he finished.
His 5th point of the game. It's 23-21. Here comes Griffin Foley. He's got Fiorillo on him.
Coach Connolly will mix it up. He'll put some bigs on some smalls, and he likes to mix it up.
Dogs a little cold in their shooting here. Still within 2. 23-21, just under 4 minutes left in the first half. From the foul line,
that's what
Brian
we've
Austin.
seen. That's what we've seen from Brian this season. It's he gets a hot hand, and Scarborough can ride it as long as he's feeling it. He's feeling it.
He's got 7 points, all in this quarter.
Nifty little move by Griffin Foley. Can't finish.
Fiorillo with the rebound. Well, folks, the Scarborough Red Storm has come here to play tonight. And they believe they can win. And they are playing like they can.
Uh-oh. Take to the basket by Jaquan Semi. He's the injured player I spoke of before the game. This is his 3rd appearance this season.
So Simon Chadbourne called for stepping out of bounds there. There's a turnover. And we're going to have a timeout here. He was a little bit upset about that. Last night, a Chevrolet player actually got teed up for bouncing that ball on the floor too hard. It's 25-21, 3:04 left, and Coach Russo is going to talk with his team. So here we go now after the timeout. Scarborough's ball, number 11.
Jaquan Semi. Nice pass to the corner. Brian Austin again. Nice following.
Yeah, follows his
shot.
own.
That's a beautiful play. That's a heads-up play by Brian Austin.
He is playing like a man possessed today, Neil. We have a foul on Fiorillo.
Brian's given a big lift to the Scarborough offense and showing a lot of grit at the same time.
his first.
Actually, I think it's going to be on Semi.
Sammy Chadbourne back in for the Bulldogs.
As Chadbourne will come back in. Quinn Clark had checked in for the Dogs. 27-21. It's a 6-point Scarborough lead. Here comes Manny inside. And again, the shots are not falling right now. Brian Austin with the rebound.
That was a nice take. He split the defenders and got to the basket. Just couldn't finish.
So we'll see what the call is here. It's going to be on Manny. His second.
Emmanuel Ugu, his second, team third.
Team's third foul here as Chadbourne is going to be on Austin.
Coach Conley wanting to avoid a 5-second call there, calling timeout.
So a 6-point Scarborough lead with 2:32 left in the half. Here we go, folks, we're back. Morgan Pratt covered by Tehran. Fiorillo from downtown, and he hits it.
That's a nice inside-out three-pointer from Morgan Pratt to Nick Fiorillo.
A 6'7" player that can hit threes like he's done tonight. He's hit 2. 30-21. It's a 9-point Scarborough lead, and we have a foul on, I think, Brian Austin.
So it looks here, Steve, as though the Scarborough run somewhere in the range of 23-4 over the last several minutes. So Portland's still trying to figure it out here. But for you and those who've watched Portland, is a good level of confidence they'll figure it out.
Blue inside, but again, the problem here is that they are just not hitting their shots today. They're cold. Morgan from downtown, and he hits it. This Scarborough team is an entertaining team as well. 33-21. This time, Manny will be at the line shooting 2. The foul will be on, I believe, Morgan Pratt.
And Steve, this was an example of what I mentioned earlier with the comeback of Jaquan Semi. Having him on the floor helps to really spread the floor for Scarborough and not allow them to double team their 2 top scorers, Fiorillo and Pratt. It gives them another option. That combined with Brian Austin, who on those days where he's feeling it like he is today, you have the kind of outcome at least we've had thus far for Scarborough. Good things.
Pedro gets the rebound. Foley for 3. In and out. And we're going to have, I think that's going to be on Tehran, but we'll see.
I think they called it on Jaquan Semi.
Oh, you are right.
Redstone foul number 11, Jaquan Semi, his first, team 6.
It's one of those that could have gone either way, but the ref saw it against Scarborough.
Tehran to Manny. 1:40 left in the half. 33-22. Scarborough in front. Again, a forced pass. And out of bounds. A Portland turnover.
Again, a well-executed play. It looked like a good pass. It just wasn't cleanly handled and ended up in a turnover. Nice pass down low to Fiorillo from Reese Lagerquist. Beautiful execution by Scarborough. Results in a 2-point layup.
Again, way downtown, and very uncharacteristic for Portland to be missing from beyond the 3 line so much today.
Brian Austin.
And Austin is really just putting it home here in the second quarter. 38-22.
And they called a jump, a tie-up on that. I think that's the right call. It looked like they got caught up, but I didn't see any contact, and they both had their hands on the ball, and possession arrow goes to Portland.
Well,
Teron Moss.
Scarborough player goes down, no call. 40 seconds left here in the first half.
Perfect example, though. Teron Moss not giving up on the play, and he was rewarded as a result with the layup.
27 seconds left here. We'll see if Scarborough's going to play for the last shot. 38-24. It's a nice, comfortable lead. Off of Morgan Pratt's knee, the ref is going to say.
I'm not sure Coach Conley was happy with that call, but again, the ref had the best angle. Wide
Foley
open
for three.
Scarborough thought that Morgan Pratt was fouled underneath over the back, but I think the ref was looking in a different direction. It's Portland ball.
Okay, so Manny comes in for the layup for two. 38-26 is the score. Nice effort there by Reese Lagerquist, but it doesn't fall. However, the Scarborough Red Storm is going to take a 12-point lead into the locker room at halftime as they lead 38-26. So, Neil, the Scarborough Red Storm with a 12-point lead at halftime. Did you expect this?
Well, I know that Scarborough is capable of playing this way. We've seen them play this way, and I think they came to play against Portland. Portland's obviously a very, very good team, and Scarborough expected that, so I think they've brought the game to try to match that.
And we're also joined at halftime by Mike Hoffer from The Forecaster. Mike, is this surprising?
This is stunning. I don't know if a Coach Russo team has ever seen another team go on a 31-5 run. Scarborough just simply couldn't miss, and very, very impressive showing. We know what some of their starters can do, but Brian Austin off the bench, I continue to be amazed by him and his shooting ability. Really gave this team a spark. It looked like Portland was rolling. They're up 17-7. It looked like a typical Portland game. Next thing you know, they're down 16. Now they've got to regroup. This one is far from over. Everyone knows that. But if you're Scarborough at this point, you've got to be thrilled with the first half.
Well, Portland is certainly playing with the emotion of Teron Moss becoming only the third player in the history of Portland High School to score 1,000 points. However, Scarborough is nonplussed. As you suggested, Brian Austin, he came in the second quarter. He's hit 12 points. Nick Fiorello, 14 points. Morgan Pratt, 3 threes with 9 points. Tremendous defense by them as well. And how do you stop a guy like Fiorello?
Well, it's tough because he shoots so well, and he shoots from everywhere. You got to get someone in his face, maybe one of your taller players, but, he's getting the ball in good spots. He goes right up, and he's deadly. I think if you're Portland, you got to hope that Scarborough regresses to the mean a little bit here in the second half because they couldn't miss in the first half. Chances are they're not going to shoot that well in the second. If they do, I have a feeling you're going to see a 1 under Portland's loss column.
Well, let me just ask you as well, and I'll say Coach Pratt because you've also coached basketball. How do you stop Morgan Pratt?
Well, I think what you have to do is you've got to try to double team them outside and sort of close off the middle because the assists have been the strength of his game. But fortunately, they've taken care of the ball. Scarborough has made that extra pass. They've looked for the guy down low. They've scored a fair number of their points in addition to the threes down in the post on layups. And if they continue to move the ball, and as Mike said, if they can continue to shoot the way that they have, this is going to be a very competitive game.
Folks, we're going to bring you all of the exciting action in the second half in a moment. Neil, some storied athletes for Scarborough, one of whom has played in the state championship game, and Scarborough won the state football championship this year.
That's right. Scarborough's first ever football championship. They and made quite a statement with a 56-0 victory over Wyndham at state, and the starting quarterback for Scarborough, Zoltan Panyi, is the sixth man for the Red Storm basketball team, and this is his first year, as I mentioned, as a varsity basketball player, though he's played in the youth leagues in the past. So not only a welcome addition in terms of his skill and his play, but his leadership qualities are tremendous, and he's just a tremendous kid and a pleasure to coach.
Morgan Pratt, the goalie of the soccer team?
He was the keeper of a very successful soccer team this year, and a couple of these guys, Zoli and Morgan as well, played on my Little League teams that had all those successful state championships in in Little League.
Well, let's talk about that, because that's especially near and dear to my heart. You have coached a team that went to Bristol, Connecticut. There's Fiorillo, starting where he left off, 17 points in the game, 41-26.
Scarborough showing no fear right out of the gate.
Now, that must have been an incredible experience, though, taking that team to Bristol.
It was a special team. We won 3 state championships in a row with the same group of boys, and culminating in a trip to Bristol in the regional championship, and they had a good showing down there.
So a little bit of a wild flail there, and no score for Portland. Portland playing with a little bit of abandon here, and they really need to calm down. It's going to go out.
That was a nice example of the extra pass I spoke of at halftime for Scarborough. There are a couple of opportunities there where Scarborough players could have put up a shot, but they're looking for the better shot, and I think they got it right there. It just didn't fall.
41-26 is the lead for Scarborough. Austin from the corner. Morgan Pratt for 3. This time, Foley will come down with the rebound after Lagerquist had the offensive rebound.
I think this is a key moment for Scarborough to remain tough on defense. They need to get some stops.
Double pump.
And that's the type of play right there you hope to avoid, but you can't when that's a nice take by Griffin Foley, and he finished, and it's going to be N1.
A tremendous athlete, and of course a two-sport athlete. He's a wideout on the football team, made all conference honors in Class A North. Tehran, the quarterback. Pedro Fonseca on the Western Maine champion soccer team. Manny Ugu as well. Quinn Clark as well. Also an all-conference kicker for the football team. So Portland also has some good crossover athletes here.
Tremendous group of athletes.
Which you don't always see these days because there's so much specialization.
Exactly. Active hands again on the Scarborough defense, but Portland comes out and hits a key 3 again with Griffin Foley.
And you know, Foley's very good at following his shots, but he also knows when he's hit it. And he just fell away and knew that one was one he hit. The Dogs are to within 10, 41-31, as Scarborough works it around so well. Ballou with a block. Moss to Manny.
Scarborough now needs to regroup a little bit. Portland coming out strong here in the second half. They've closed the gap here to within 8 points.
Ballou with at least his 3rd block of the game. He'll get it over to Seme. We're going to have a foul. Yep. A little bit of rough play here.
A lot of hustle on that play by both teams. Very impressive.
Manny's not happy with that call. But so be it, as Simon Chadbourne will come in for him.
Simon Chadbourne in the game for the Bulldogs.
Austin will inbound from the other side.
Jaquan Semi seeing extended minutes in this game, which is the most he's seen all season.
And any good coach, like Coach Conley and Rousseau, they know who's going to help them. For example, Brian Austin with a 3 there.
He's trying to get back on track with another great shot from the corner.
That's a turnover. The open shot was there, and just, taking his eye off the ball, and there you have it.
A lot of court awareness by Griffin Foley again. Realized it wasn't there for him down in the post. Looked out, had an open 3. It just wasn't handled cleanly.
44-33 the score. Fiorillo at the foul line, and a steal. Moss to Fonseca, up and in.
Great hustle by Portland on that play, and a terrific pass by Tehran Moss.
44-35.
These are the kind of turnovers that Scarborough needs to take care to avoid, especially at this point of the game.
Now he's going to have Reese Lagerquist stepping out of bounds. So it's about 6-4 in turnovers, and the Dogs have 6 of them. We have a foul before the shot, and
looks like it's on Fonseca.
Off-ball foul.
Foul number 5, David Fonseca. His first, team second.
A little bit of backcourt pressure here by Portland.
Semi gets it over. There's a turnover.
Another turnover.
Semin Chadbourne. Foley for 3. Doesn't hit that time, but Ballou is underneath. And Ballou has gotten those offensive rebounds. Here's Chadbourne for 3.
Just a tremendous effort underneath by Trey Ballou. In between 2 Scarborough rebounders, but he was able to come down with 2 rebounds in a row, and it led to a 3-point shot.
44-38 is the score as the Dogs are clawing back here with 4 minutes in the third quarter. A block there by Fonseca. Left-handed layup. We're going to have a foul. Shooting 2 from the line will be Teron Moss. We'll see who that's on. That'll be on Reese Lagerquist, his first.
His first, team second.
Teron with an opportunity to bring the Dogs to within 4. I can safely say, Neil, that this is the most exciting game of the year that the Dogs have played.
Well, it is certainly that, Steve, and I hope it goes right to the wire with equal excitement.
Gobiel will check back in for Seme, who gave the Storm some great minutes.
And Tyler Gobiel, his strength, he's a ball-hawking defender, and he's a ball handler, and he's just tenacious and brings a lot of positive things to the Scarborough team.
The trap is on.
Good hustle play by Brian Austin there.
Yeah. Well, see what the call is.
I think it's a timeout by Conley.
Okay. So smart use of the clock there. 44-39 is the score. 3:40 left in the third quarter. The Storm is in front. You can see all the good sportsmanship awards, too, by Scarborough. Not only great athletes, a great storied history, and a great complex, but also good sports. As Nick Fiorillo will inbound after that timeout by Coach Conley. Press is still on. Brought over the center line pretty quickly, though, and broken. Fiorillo inside on the post. Turns, shoots.
That's a nice rebound by Reese Lagerquist. He got himself in position, boxed out Trey Ballou, and was able to get that offensive rebound and draw the foul, and now he's on the line to shoot 2.
Ballou's first foul. Lagerquist at the stripe. 3.5 minutes left here in the third quarter. First one doesn't fall.
Ballou is a force under the boards. You can see how much value to Portland that provides.
Lagerquist with his first point of the game. Been saying his name a lot, though. He's been actively involved.
Good help defense by Lagerquist right there, and gets the block.
Austin to Pratt. Round the horn to Gobiel. Teron Moss will steal the ball up and in.
He read that play, he saw it develop, and he anticipated the pass, made a nice steal, and finished on the basket.
Dogs to within 4, 45-41 here at Scarborough High School. Steve Schwartz along with Neil Pratt for WPPS TV3 Sports.
Scarborough trying to get back to ball movement, success they had in the first half, but another turnover there with an ill-advised pass inside.
Yeah, and that's going to be a turnover and probably an ill-advised foul by Fiorillo as well. But his first foul. As Paul Kirk will check in for Reese Lagerquist. Kirk had some early games where he scored 10, 9, and 8 points, including 8 against Edward Little in the victory against them.
Paul is a clutch player, and he adds a lot on the defensive end as well. Very nice pick and roll and an and one. Griffin Foley made a beautiful pass.
Foul will be on Brian Austin, his second. Seme checks right back in for Austin now, 45-43. If Pedro gets the three-point play, he'll bring the Dogs to within 1.
Scarborough has to get back to its defense.
The press is on. We have a foul called.
Looks like it's on Teron Moss.
Bulldog foul number 4, Teron Moss.
His first. It is 45-44. Storm has a 1-point lead after leading by 12 at the half. 2:17 left in the third quarter. The press is on. And we're going to have a 5-second violation.
Well, Steve, everybody knew Portland was going to make a run, and they are certainly making one here. Let's see how Scarborough responds to it.
Chadbourne for 3. He goes down. Fonseca with the rebound.
Just a tremendous job by Fonseca using his body to box out 2 Scarborough rebounders, and he came down with it.
However, it looked like he was trying to find Teron on the right side, maybe instead of just going right back up with it. There's a level of unselfishness to this team, for sure. But sometimes, look, we've seen plenty of kickouts underneath. The game has changed, Neil. Kick out underneath for the three-pointer.
And, you know, another ill-advised pass there, unfortunately, by Fiorello, with a beautiful pass by Portland down court.
Portland will take the lead by 1, 46-45.
Scarborough needs to maintain its composure here. Looks like a foul on Ballou.
You are correct, sir. Lino Ben will check in for Ballou right now. Lino, number 24, an incredibly acrobatic move with the hang time last night. Really an NBA move on a layup, which he had a defender go under him, and he hit the layup. The only player on the team here that can and will dunk. And as Coach Russo frequently says, it's only 2 points. Once in a while, it will rally the crowd.
Certainly can swing some momentum as well.
Pratt inside, he dishes to the right, up in for Gobiel, but
Scarborough shooters have gone a little cold here.
And Austin is coming back in, just as you say that, because, of course, he is a hot shooter here tonight. Now here's Chadbourne for 3, and he hits it.
Portland is getting a lot of extra chances on offense, second and third shot opportunities. Scarborough needs to improve their defensive rebounds to avoid the offensive rebounds and scoring opportunities for Portland.
Pratt is hit in the face by Teron, so that's going to be a foul, and hopefully he's okay.
Teron was just reaching for the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it was unintentional, but still.
Well, Morgan's reaction, I think, in part, is nothing to do with Teron. It has to do with the fact that it's second day in a row he's taken a shot in the face, so
right.
He'll pull himself together.
No, he's a gamer. He's got Quinn Clark on him, and I think Clark is going to be called with a foul for the body here. Push. Yeah.
A little bit of a breakdown here on the Scarborough offense. You could see that was a pick and roll, but the pick man didn't roll down, so they're looking for a pass with no recipient there. And Scarborough needs to pick up its focus and play a little tighter basketball here like they did in the first half.
Well, it's a 4-point Portland lead right now, but Morgan Pratt is at the line shooting 1 and 1. money. He hits double figures with his 10th point as Teron Moss will come back in for Lino Ben. So Portland going small here. Ben and Ballou both 6'5". Pratt buries both ends of the 1-and-1. 47-49 right now. They're down by 2. I should say the Dogs have a 2-point lead here. 39 seconds left.
Scarborough needs to protect the interior under the basket to avoid post opportunities in this last shot for Portland they seem to be looking for.
Quinn Clark over to Fonseca. He's got the cutter there.
A lot of patience by Portland.
Pedro will dribble in and
very nice play.
Bring it home for 2. 40 seconds. 9-second left here for Scarborough. Pratt will throw up the 3. It doesn't fall. Teron will throw up the 3. And it doesn't fall. So we will end the third quarter 51-47, the Dogs in front. So we're about to start the all-important fourth quarter, something that Scarborough has done pretty well with this year, Neil.
Scarborough's had a lot of success in the fourth quarter against some pretty good teams. They haven't played a team yet with Portland's pedigree, but we'll see what they can do here. They haven't lost at home all year. They have a lot of confidence, and they play hard in the fourth quarter, and they look determined, so let's see if they can execute.
And Portland has not had a game this close all year. Just as Scarborough had a 25-4 run in the second quarter, there's Fiorillo with 3.
Good start.
Portland had a 25-6 run in the third quarter. So it's 51-50. The Dogs have a precarious 1-point lead.
This is just a terrific game, Steve.
It really is. It is exciting. It's what competition is all about.
Nice
Foley
pass.
to Ballou. Ballou is fouled by Lagerquist.
It was a nice look by Griffin Foley to Ballou inside. Griffin's always looking to find the open man, that extra pass.
You've seen some of these players at AAU events as well, right? So.
Yeah, Morgan has played with Teron and Griffin Foley and Trey Ballou, together on the same team, and so he's very familiar with not only what good players they are, but what good kids they are as well.
So the Portland crowd is happy. I'm not really sure why right now.
I'm not sure what's going on.
Well, we're going to have an officials discussion and some sort of a timeout. 51-50 is the score with 7:18 left. So not exactly sure what that was all about. Could have been just checking the number of fouls that Reese has. I mean, who knows? But Trey Ballou will be shooting 2 here from the line.
His second, team 5th.
Ballou, for a big man, has been coming alive with his foul shots here, and just as Charlie Lyle did last year and the year before.
Your point about his poise, Steve, I've watched him play over the years, and he really is a very developed player at this point.
And that's going to be a body foul there by Griffin Foley, and shooting 2 at the line will be Semi.
Semi showing a good deal of athleticism right there, and didn't look to have any adverse impact from that knee injury as he elevated.
His first, team 8th. Jaquan Semi shooting for the Red Storm.
So shooting 2 here at the line will be Semi.
Semi was another one of the key members of the Scarborough State Championship football team this season. He played wide receiver, and he was also a very, very impactful defensive back and had a terrific season and was a great part of that victory.
Pedro skies for the rebound. It's 8th rebound of the evening here by our count. Morgan Pratt is not going to just give up that 3 to Simon Chadbourne.
Got a push down low. Looks like it was on.
Semi, perhaps.
Looked like Semi.
Yeah, and it is.
Red Storm foul number 11, Jaquan second.
His third.
His second, team.
Well, actually, I had him as 3, but I could be wrong. The announcer says 2.
I think that was his third. That was what I had as well.
So Tehran here is guarded by Semi. 2-point Portland lead, 52-50. 6:48 left in the fourth quarter of a very, very exciting game. Going up, Pedro, nice look. Couldn't fall. Reese Lagerquist with his 6th rebound of the game here.
Nice take to the basket there with a good look. Just didn't finish.
The open 3 by Morgan Pratt, and underneath is Fiorillo, and he's fouled.
Very nice footwork underneath there by Nick Fiorillo to establish position and to be in a spot to get that offensive rebound, which ends up creating 2 shot opportunity at the foul line.
Team 9.
The 9th foul for the Dogs. Fiorillo with a chance to tie it up here. Hits the first one.
Scarborough 3-point shooting certainly has fallen off from the first half, and I think that's reflected in the score. Still a very tight game. It's going to be interesting to see coming down the stretch here how this develops.
Manny will check in for Pedro. And Fiorillo ties the score. What a game, Neil. What a game.
It's terrific. Good defense by Scarborough. Oh, Scarborough thought that ball bounced off the Portland player, but the ref saw it differently.
Well, clearly Manny lost the handle there, but it's going to be Portland's ball. Ballou is going to be fouled by Lagerquist. It'll be his 3rd.
Got him with the body, according to the referee.
His 3rd, team 7.
52-52 is the score here. These shots are extremely important. Every shot taken in this game right now, with 5:58 left. Ballou hits the first one.
I think whoever plays the best fundamental basketball coming down the stretch is going to emerge the victor.
You are absolutely correct.
Limits the turnovers, takes care of the basketball, boxes out on.
Oh, what a pass!
Oh, what a play.
A conversion
what a play.
by Pratt.
Nick Fiorillo with a touchdown pass to Morgan Pratt does an acrobatic layup to score 2 for Scarborough.
It's 54-54.
Very nice pass inside. A nice block by Reese Lagerquist. Scarborough showing a lot of life here.
Yeah, absolutely. 5.5 minutes left in regulation. Semi. Austin for 3. Moss skies up for that rebound.
Scarborough back.
Pick.
Austin fights hard for that rebound.
Yeah, and Tehran has been a little bit cold here as well.
It's a battle for every ball, Steve. Both teams playing really hard, aggressively, confidently. Pass down low.
Yeah. And defended by 3. Triple team there. Fiorillo posts up. Nice pass inside. And the foul will be on Maniugu.
I'm impressed by Scarborough's confidence to continue to pound that ball inside against a very tough Portland defense. It shows a degree of confidence in what they're doing, and they're not playing on their heels at all. They know Portland is a very, very tough team on both ends of the court. They're matching the intensity.
It's a tie score. Pedro Fonseca. Well, actually, there'll be a timeout. So, with 4:48 left on the foul shot to go for Fiorillo, the score 54-54. It's all tied up. So, Nick Fiorillo at the line with a chance to put the Storm in the lead. Can hear a pin drop. Buries it.
Going to get a lot of complaints, I suspect, Steve, from the concessions folks. I don't think anybody has left their seat to go get popcorn during this game.
Tehran up and in.
Just a tremendous take by Tehran over 2 defenders.
A 1-point lead as we go back and forth, 56-55. Well, Semi comes over to get it, though, as
Portland playing terrific defense right now. Nice pass inside. Reese Lagerquist from Nick Fiorello. That's a great look from Fiorello.
Yeah, they find the open man. It's a 1-point Storm lead, 3:53 left.
Scarborough doing a little bit more of the trap on defense.
That's a great effort by Fiorillo. It's a 1-point Storm lead, and they've got the ball. Morgan Pratt covered by Teron Moss. Semi.
Scarborough showing patience now on offense, which is a good sign for Scarborough.
Pratt goes in, he's blocked.
Great block by Ballou.
Here comes Foley, up and in. 58-57, back and forth we go as the clock ticks down, 3 minutes. A 1-point dog lead here, Morgan Pratt with the ball.
Scarborough trying to look.
Ends the travel. Oh, well, it's going to be a foul.
I think they got Foley on the push.
Yeah.
Bulldog foul number 20 with Foley.
So 1-1.
On Semi shooting 2.
So you will travel if you get pushed. Ben Fisher set to check in for the Dogs. Sebi will knock down the first one, his first point of the game. Ballou will take a seat here as Ben Fisher, number 14, will check in. It's a tie score. And they take the lead now, the Storm, by 1, 59-58. Every sports writer here, including Mike Hoffer, is busy writing because there is just so much to write about with this game.
Back and forth as Teron Moss just makes another terrific move. He's just a weapon. He's hard to stop. You don't stop him, you contain him at best.
Fiorillo with the follow-away 3.
That's a big shot for Scarborough. Answers Teron Moss's move down low with a 3-point shot. Gives Scarborough a 2-point lead.
It's 62-60 with 2:13 left. And Moss is going to be fouled before the shot. 1-1.
Not sure if that was an intended foul or not, but it probably didn't turn out to be a bad foul.
Right, although Semi does have 4 now.
Ron Moss shooting for the Bulldogs.
2:10 left in regulation. Moss with a chance to tie it up. Very good free throw percentage, usually.
It's nice to see Semi back in the game and in the flow for Scarborough, getting more minutes and feeling good. I think it's going to add a lot to Scarborough going forward.
Trey Ballou now checks in. Fisher will take a seat. Teron now with a chance to tie. He doesn't, but Fonseca, ball goes out.
Great effort by Fonseca to get position right there. The ball just bounced out of bounds, but that's what Scarborough needs to avoid, is letting those offensive rebounds happen. They got fortunate that was out of bounds.
You know, this Scarborough Storm team, they are cool as cucumbers. And I would say, I mean, everybody's having a great game, really, but Fiorillo, Austin right now, and Pratt, they are just cool as cucumbers. Nonplussed by the pressure.
What a great pass down low, and Reese Lagerquist finishes with a great reverse layup. Scarborough just not giving up.
It's a 3-point Scarborough lead. Moss brings it inside. Ballou with the rebound. The crowd is unhappy as they believe there was a travel. Foley for three. In and out. The rebound, Morgan Pratt, and he is fouled.
In and out, in and out. Such are the fortunes of this game. Griffin Foley, a terrific three-point shooter, takes a shot from the corner and just rimmed out. And Scarborough came down with the rebound and the foul to follow.
So if he hits just one of these, it's a two-possession game. And he does. He is cool.
You can see a determination in the Scarborough team faces.
Moss with the rebound.
Scarborough needs to play. Oh boy.
Chadbourne hits that three, and he was trying so hard to get it.
Coach Conley upset with that, thought that they missed a foul.
And the crowd was upset as well. It's 65-64. It's a 1-point Scarborough lead. And we have a timeout. Coach Conley is going to speak with his team. 1-point lead for the Storm, 65-64, 55.3 seconds left. So Portland players will rush back onto the court here. There's a 1-point Scarborough lead. Jaquan Semi is now going to inbound the ball. And Scarborough calls a timeout to avoid the turnover. Smart play. We'll be back. So right now, number 4, Alex Austin, is checked in. Neil, you said he's had some good minutes for Scarborough this year.
He's had some terrific minutes. He and Brian, he's a year older than Brian, his brother. And Alex has played a fair number of minutes this year and has always been productive when he has.
So Scarborough's going to stall here. And Ballou is going to foul Morgan Pratt.
Hold on, foul number 23, Trey Ballou.
These are important foul shots for Scarborough.
Shooting 2.
Right. Morgan Pratt has had a good night. And now checking back in is Lagerquist, for whom Alex Austin had checked in for, and he's going to step out. It's a 1-point Scarborough lead. Pratt will bury that one.
So here we go, 44 seconds left.
A cut in to Simon Chadbourne.
Back cut, very well executed by Portland that time, and leads to an easy layup and a tie game.
66-66. "12 seconds, and we have a blocking foul on Teron Moss."
That was a smart move. I think he saw the footwork of Teron, and he was in between steps when Morgan headed to the basket and drew the foul. Now he's going to be on the line to shoot 2 with 11.5 seconds left.
Money. Morgan Pratt gives the Storm a 1-point lead with 11.6 seconds left. Make it a 3-point lead. A 2-point lead, rather. We'll have a timeout, Portland, with 10.5 seconds left.
What a game, Steve.
Oh, my goodness.
This is unbelievable. Right to the wire.
So Scarborough is going to start with a press. Coming out of the timeout. Teron gets the ball, quickly brings it over half court. 6 seconds.
Called offensive foul. He called an offensive foul on Teron Moss.
Scarborough crowd is extremely happy. 3.4 seconds.
I didn't see who took the charge. That may have been Austin.
We'll have a timeout here for Portland. And they have one to go. Scarborough has none here, so it's going to be a steal on the inbound and a quick bucket, or else the Dogs are going to suffer their first loss here this year. So the all-important inbound pass. It's all going to come down to this, folks. And there's the long bomb. And Morgan Pratt is just absolutely mauled by Teron Moss. You understand the nature, the reason for the foul, but a brutal foul here. It's a 2-shot foul.
That was a very gutsy play, Steve, to say you have 3 seconds left in the game and a 2-point lead, but it turned out to be the right call and well executed. I thought that ball may have been over Morgan Pratt's head, but he was able to corral it before the foul, and now he's on the line to shoot 2.
If he hits them both, that should be all she wrote, folks. Morgan Pratt's 5th basket this quarter, all foul shots. In and out. Foley. It doesn't fall, and Scarborough Red Storm will defeat the Bulldogs 69-66. As you said, Neil, what a game.
Absolutely terrific. Absolutely terrific. I'm very impressed with the resilience that Scarborough showed, consistent with what we talked about having seen earlier in the season. Portland went on an absolute tear in a run. Scarborough could have packed it in, and they chose instead to step up and show the resilience they've shown late in the game this season, and it puts a blemish on an otherwise perfect Portland season. Well played game by both teams.
Neil and I will be back to wrap up with you in a moment. So, Neil, the Red Storm hand the Portland Bulldogs their first loss, 69-66. If you're a Bulldog fan, you're certainly disappointed. However, if you're a basketball fan, you cannot be disappointed with this game overall.
No, it doesn't matter what the outcome was in terms of evaluating this as a great basketball game. It just was, and it was a pleasure to watch and certainly to call it with you, Steve. From Scarborough's standpoint, they had a terrific first half, which was impressive, but from my standpoint, what I found to be most impressive about the Scarborough performance was after the third quarter Portland run, where Portland just went on a tear, closed a significant halftime lead very quickly, and came back, and you could see people going on their heels a little bit, like, here we go, and you could see what all, the rave is about Portland and how well they play. But Scarborough didn't just give up. They came back, they stood up, and they actually fought back, and as a result, they got this win against a very good team.
And they did it on the strength of their leading scorer, Nick Fiorello, 26 points, 5 3-pointers. And next in line was Morgan Pratt with 18 points and 3 3-pointers and 7 very clutch foul shots in the second half, including 5 in the fourth quarter, which really helped to make the difference in this game. Next up was Brian Austin with 15 points, including 3 3-pointers, 12 very important first half points that were part of that 25-4 Scarborough run. Again, then Portland had that 25-6 run, and as you said, Neil, Scarborough was nonplussed by it. They just came back out and kept fighting. Portland tonight was led by Teron Moss. He had 19 points tonight, including a 3-pointer. He got his all-important 1,000th point, only the third Bulldog to do that. Next in line was Simon Chadbourne with 16 points on the strength of 4 3-pointers. Pedro had 9, Manny had 8, Griffin Foley and Trey Ballou had 7, including and the rebounding, Pedro Fonseca with with about 8, Trey Ballou with about 5 and 4 block shots. So a good game for the Bulldogs, a great game for the Red Storm. The Bulldogs played Friday and Saturday this week. It was a doubleheader, if you will. They beat Chevrolet. They lost to the Scarborough Red Storm. Next week, the Dogs will have another Friday, Saturday doubleheader. It will be at home. Staunton Academy will come up on Friday, and then Bangor will come for a makeup game. They're a pretty strong team in Class AA North. Scarborough, their next two games are?
Their next two games are Sanford and Kennebunk, and Coach Connolly had them ready to play for Portland today after a big emotional victory over Portland today. Got to make sure that they come to play next week and not just rest on the laurels of this victory. But, and I want to add my congratulations as well to Teron Moss on just a tremendous achievement with 1,000 points.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for joining us, Neil. This is Steve Schwartz, along with Neil Pratt for Frank Myatt, Frank Healy on camera for WPPS TV3 Sports, saying so long from the home of the Scarborough Red Storm, where tonight the Red Storm is victorious 69-66 over the Bulldogs. Good night.